people, no, nope. Pretending I am okay is not gonna help me. I am not okay. I am not okay. I can't sleep. I can't robala. Inke uipeletseng tsaka as a parent. A nkile ngwana hae a mo fa motho gore motho a mo hlokomelle yena, gore motho a mo thuse, motho a itseng yena o kgona ho thusa bana or batho ba tsubang di-drugs. Wena as a parent wa nka ngwana hao wa mo fa motho gore a o thuse gore ngwana hao a tlohelle di-drugs, only for that person to strip your child naked. A mo shape, a mo kentse katiba ka molomong. A sa shapuwe ke motho a i-one, a shapuwe ke batho ba bangata. A shapuwe ke batho ba bangata ngwana hao, wa hao ngwana. The one you gave birth to. The one you gave birth to. Ba mo shape. Just imagine. Remember back in the days when your parent, when wena self o no shapuwa, o apere ka lebanta. If you have ever experienced ho shapuwa ka lebanta, o apere, o shapuwe ke motho a i-one, imagine how painful it was. You would have bruises. But o apere, imagine only naked, o shapuwe ke batho ba bangata. A lot of people ba o shapa, mabanda, di shambok, this and that. O tsotse, ha o qeta o kentswe something ka molomong. Guys, my daughter went through a lot. I hope justice will be served. Otherwise, we end up go, I swear.
A re mo lebogeng gore a direle gore ga rena rehabilitation center e tsebege, ene kua o bolela ka diriepo tša batho, o bolela ka lakaka, a bolela ka bosele, a bolela ka nna, I'm bad mouth. Mara nna ke re, I'm saying to you, my sister, where you are, I just want to thank you to gore wena o fetse o mphe good trending that people they will start to know, or there is another rehab at Limpopo called Garina.
Yes, the owner of the rehab is arrested. Danko.
Hello, what is up, you dazzling diamonds and the others? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda Kyle and this is The Vault. Anyway, you guys, let's jump straight into this video. Alrighty then, you guys, if you guys haven't already, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys do enjoy my videos, please do click on the thank you button, right? Anyway, you guys, in this video we are going to be talking about Udakalo, her daughter, who is a teenager and is addicted to crystal meth. Right now she's going through the recovery process. And also the rehabilitation center that Udakalo sent her child to. It's like this family is not getting a break. But there's a reason to that. So stay with me and we'll get to it. Alright? So, by the way, if you guys want to go hear the full story, go and search up Dakalo This is the name on TikTok. She'll pop up and you will get the full story, right? But let's break it down. So Dagalo has a daughter, a teenage daughter, who unfortunately started to roll around with the wrong crowd and got addicted to crystal meth. It's been a journey for this mother, right? And she relays her story on TikTok. She relays her story on TikTok because she needs help from everyone to save her daughter. One thing I admire about this lady, and it's not the only thing I admire about her, I really do admire her resilience, and I do admire how she hasn't given up on her child. Any mother with brain cells would not give up on their child, but also out there we do have mothers that would just give up because their child becomes a drug addict. However, people that become drug addicts are not drug addicts because they are just naughty. Maybe initially when they tried this drug and they were experimenting, they were a little bit naughty, trying to have a good time, not knowing how it was going to impact their life in the long run. And even if people can say to you, don't do a thing, like I have told you guys, don't do drugs on my channel, or I've spoken about drug addiction and all these drugs that might potentially come into South Africa, and the ones that I've spoken about are already here. It's so crazy, right? Warning you against even just starting. Don't start, because that is the end of you when you do. Like Dagalo's daughter. If she had never started with this Dagadi, she would never be in this predicament. The mother would not be in this predicament. But that's life. That's life. And in a situation like this, where you have a child that is an addict and you're just like, and everything just keeps going wrong and wrong and wrong, especially like how it's happening with this family, some people might then question God or say that God doesn't exist because everything wrong is going on in my life. Whereas, that's a lie. God does exist in your life, and that is why all these things are actually happening to you. As much as it's sad for people to experience these type of situations, it is also a privilege. It tells you that you're alive, you're real, you're here to go through these things. But not only that, God will allow you to go through the darkness. It's not God putting you in the darkness. You have free will to choose to participate in the beginning or not to. But He'll allow it so that once it is time for you to come out of the darkness, you can come out and testify and tell people not to do this thing, therefore saving many other lives. But somebody has to go through the dark tunnel to testify and say, I was there. This is why I'm saying to you, don't do this thing. Do you understand how it works? So God will allow these things to happen. He will not intervene as in, oh, pull you right out. He gives you a choice. You make a choice to start. But trust me, along the way, He's with you and He's always trying to get you out of the situation. But you will be used to help others because God knows everything and He already knows what's going to happen in the world. He already knows how many people are going to become addicts. So we do need other people that are addicts to come and testify and say, this is how I messed up my life. Don't do it. And you need to start listening to those people, right? So as bad as the story is of Utakalo and her daughter, with the daughter getting addicted to drugs and all the bad things that have now happened or transpired in these people's lives, they can testify and say, this is the story. If you do this, this is how you're going to land up, right? This girl failed her matric. This is how bad it got. She failed her matric. She started selling her body. She ran away from home. Her boyfriend, her lover, passed away while they were busy with Stagadi. A lot of things happened to that child, but you have to go listen to the story, right? Now, and this mother is relaying the story to us at every corner. We're all just like, it keeps getting worse, right? And then eventually, it seems like things are going to get better, right? The mother is then able to take the daughter to a rehabilitation center. But then when the daughter gets there, and we're all like, yeah, finally, she did it. It gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. The rehabilitation center, Harina, that the mother sent the daughter to is actually like a torture camp. Only to find that while the daughter was there, she was beaten up and mistreated. But not only her, even other young ladies that are in that camp are being R-worded, beaten up, all these freaky dicky things. And then they say to you at the gate as the parent, no, you can't come in and see your child. We're still working on them. If you come in, then it's going to mess with the progress. You know, you're going to soften up. You're going to want to take them out. We can't allow that. So you don't even have communication with your child. And you don't know what is happening in these rehabilitation centers like this one, apparently, allegedly. What had happened to Dakalo's daughter was that on the first day after Dakalo left her there, she got beaten up. She got hosed down, torture. She got her teeth knocked out. She got treated like a slave, basically, and she's not the only one that gets treated like that, apparently, allegedly, in that place. So do you see? The point that I'm trying to make is that God will put us in very tricky, dangerous situations to help a bigger group of people. Because how many other people were going to go and send their kids to this rehabilitation center not knowing what's actually going on in there? If it wasn't for Dakalo and her daughter, do you see how everything has a starting point and an ending? Dakalo's daughter had to become a drug addict and then get to that her rehabilitation center at some point in her life for her to then save other people from going to that rehabilitation. You see, it's like a ripple effect, a domino effect. You don't see where you're coming from, or you can't reason with why the things are happening in your life at this point. But as it progresses and you get to that end point, you look back and you're like, oh, there was a purpose for it all. If it wasn't for Dakalo and her daughter, we would have never known about this rehabilitation center, and a lot more parents were going to send their kids there because it's a dangerous place. Unfortunately, there has to be a martyr in every situation. There has to be someone that is going to bear the brunt for everybody else. Because if there's no one to experience these bad things, then who can testify? God is not pulling you out of these situations when these bad things are happening. Because in the beginning, He gives you a choice. It's like He's asking you, can you handle this? That's why you always have a choice in life. And if you say, unknowing, not knowing what's going to happen in the future, I'm going to take this drug, then you get addicted. That means that you can handle what is to come in the future. You can handle becoming a prostitute, running away from home, going to a slave camp rehabilitation center. Because God never puts anyone in a position and they cannot handle the situation or the events that they are about to face. But He gives you a choice in the beginning. Are you going to take on this burden? Basically, that's the question. Are you going to take on this burden? Because the road ahead is going to be very long. Which side do you take? And if it wasn't for this girl to take on this burden, it was going to be somebody else. But this is her path. This is her purpose. Because now she has a very riveting story. She can come out here and warn people about her whole entire journey and that rehabilitation center. If not for her, we wouldn't be here. Or we wouldn't be here right now. So moral of the story is, God does everything with a reason and a purpose. You are not a victim. Life is not happening to you. It's happening for you. But not only for you, it's happening for everybody else. You are a participator, a participant in this whole situation. But in the beginning, even if it's a tumultuous situation, a bad situation, you are always given a choice to go left or to go right. It is your choice. Which part of this life are you going to take? The darker side, you're going to go through a little bit more. But you don't even know if you take the lighter side, what trials and tribulations you're going to face on that side. I think that story is very, very sad, and you have to go listen to it. That lady, Dakalo, is so strong. She's the mother of mothers. And the thing is, she's not the only one that goes through this type of situation. But her daughter is also very strong. Even though she was weak to indulge with Isdaramiso and go down this life path. But she survived a lot of things. And today, she will be here on the internet very soon to come and testify and tell you what not to do. How it all starts. Only a person that has been through it can tell you about it. That is why she is so important. That is why that story is so important. And that is why God allows certain things to happen. Do you understand what I mean? And now we know about the Harina place and how dangerous that rehab center is and these people are. Because how many people have suffered or maybe even perished at the hands of those people? And you just think as a parent, I can't communicate with my child because it's protocol. Can't you know it's not? These people are abusing your kids there. They're not following the rules. They're not doing the right thing. They're torturing people there. You can't torture drug addiction out of a person. You can't love drug addiction out of a person. You yourself have to have experience in that department in order to help them and tell them about the situation and how you got out. So how can they get out? But if you're beating up people and trying to beat it out of them, trust and believe, they're either going to continue on doing the drugs in that establishment, or when they get out, they cannot wait to go get it fixed because now they have to deal with the trauma that they faced in that establishment or that organization, whatever. And that's the case of Tagalo's daughter. She lost the teeth in there. She went in there with proper teeth and everything. She left there without the teeth. Do you see how fast God works? You see how fast He works? She experienced all these things. And the mother keeps on finding out, speaking about it. If not for them, we wouldn't know. Because everybody has a purpose. That girl now has a story to tell. Her purpose is already laid out in front of us. If you don't see it, I don't know. Unfortunately, some people have to go through the ringer so that they can come back and warn the rest of us and save the rest of us. You must listen. You must take their advice. If somebody has gone through something very deep, don't take them for a boost. Don't. You have to take what they say seriously because they've been there. They've done that. They got the t-shirt and the scars. So you must listen on what not to do and where it starts, because there's always a starting point. God is good in that way. And never ever turn your back on God and say, oh, but God, how could you do this? He did it for a reason. Like it's a ripple effect. Your unfortunate circumstances are going to be beneficial to millions of people. But somebody has to carry the load and experience the darkness in order for many to be saved. Those people are very important in society. And I'm very proud of Utakalo and her daughter for being so brave, sharing the story. Still being so brave, going up against that Harina rehabilitation center, because they seem like very scary people there.
Sister, no, this is not your territory. This is my territory. Many people that call me humongous leader because of I know whatever I'm doing. There is not one of the politician person in South Africa who can talk to me. I'll tell him fuck off. And I can't be scared to go to jail. I'm going to jail the same like the way I'm going to school. No. Even there's no one of the politicians in South Africa can tell me what they're supposed to do. I will tell him fuck off. I can't be scared for whatever I'm doing.
They are the ones on the TikTok videos that the parents go call and you see these kids getting dragged off. It's like those concentration camps, if you will. It's about Dr. Phil and them. Now we know all of a sudden. We used to watch about Ricky Lake, about Dr. Phil back in the day, and the kids, the bad kids, will be taken to these ranches. It's like that. And now Paris Hilton comes out and says, this is what was actually happening at those ranches. Same situation. I don't care what you think. You cannot beat addiction out of people. You're making them worse. You're giving them more traumas. You cannot love addiction out of people. You're too soft. A person that is in active addiction can only get out of addiction when they are ready to get out of addiction. It has to be them. When the mission is complete, they will get out. But trust and believe this. Even from the moment that you take your first hit of whatever it is, God has already given you options and choices. And He's with you all along the way. He's never left you, so never think that He has. But you will be instrumental in the grander scheme of things as time goes by. Because everybody has a purpose. We are all connected. Whoever I'm touching is going to touch someone. They're going to touch other people, and so on and so forth. The world is so big, but it's so small, and people don't even realize it. Case in point, the CV and how it spread. One person to another, to another, to another, and the whole world is on lockdown. Do you understand how it works? Do you get it? Right? I wish and I pray that Utakalo and her daughter will not only heal, but they will grow from strength to strength. They will help as many people as they can. And I hope that they're going to be safe from these people from Arena, because those Arena people seem kind of crazy. Right? Go check out the full story on Dakalo's page on TikTok. And yeah, do the right thing. And one thing you should never do is question God. Even if you do question, I'm going to say you can't question, you can question, but don't lose faith in God and say, God has given up on me, God has forsaken me. He can never do that. God will never. He is incapable of forsaking you and throwing you out like trash. He gives you an option in the beginning, and He's with you throughout your trials and tribulations, and then He's going to use you to testify. But don't forget that in the beginning you had a choice. And even in the middle, He tries to ease it for you and gives you options of how to get out. But people don't get out. They stay in it and think that they can hang on a little bit longer. But at the end of it all, your testimony is very important to save many, many other lives. Whether you are deleted, because some people's testimony will be shared either by them or by other people when they are deleted, but the story is going to happen. The work is going to take place. The fixing is going to take place, regardless of what you think, because everything and everyone, every situation is important. Do you understand how interconnected we are? Right? And it always starts with that one choice that you have to make. And that one choice that you're going to make is going to have an impact on thousands and millions of lives. And you don't even know it. But now that you're watching this video and you didn't know it, now you know it. Now you have an opportunity to take a second and think. It's not just about you. It's about all of us at the end of the day. Anyway, if you guys haven't already, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys do enjoy my videos, please do click on that thank you button. And baby, I'll see you in the next one. And guys, when it comes to his Daradi, when you are at that point where you have the choice to start or not, please don't start. Don't do it. It's a very dark path to go down on. It's sad not only for you, your family, your friends. You're going to impact many other lives and you don't even know it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Right? See you in the next time. Bye.